I just whispered, "This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen," and she locked eyes with me. Alex had never expected his life to lead him to the edge of the galaxy, far beyond anything he had known. He was just an ordinary engineer, the kind who could fix circuits, engines, and computer systems. Yet here he was, standing in a chamber older than any human had ever seen. The walls glimmered with a soft light, as if they remembered the footsteps of those who had walked here long before. Alex felt a shiver run down his spine. He had worked on satellites and space stations before, but this place was different. It felt alive. He stepped carefully over the smooth floor, the hum of the ship behind him fading as he went deeper into the chamber. The air smelled faintly metallic, but not unpleasantly so. It reminded him of the smell of rain on steel, fresh and sharp. He held his small flashlight in front of him, scanning the walls. Strange markings covered them, glowing faintly, almost as if the walls themselves were breathing. He could not read them, but the shapes were mesmerizing. The patterns twisted and curved in ways that made him feel dizzy and amazed at the same time. Alex had come to this station as part of a human delegation. Humans were few in this part of the galaxy, and their presence was often treated with curiosity, caution, or suspicion. Aliens from many species looked at humans as fragile, primitive, and unpredictable. They were not wrong, Alex thought. Humans were fragile, but they were also stubborn, daring, and sometimes beautiful in their determination. He moved forward, stepping lightly, his ears straining to catch the quietest sounds. Then he heard it, a soft humming almost like music, though it had no rhythm he recognized. It seemed to come from the very center of the chamber. He followed it, each step making the glow on the walls stronger. He had never seen technology like this before. It was as if the walls themselves held memories. Then he saw her. She appeared at first as a shimmer, a faint outline of light and shadow. Alex froze. His heart started beating faster. He had never expected to see a living being here, let alone one so strange, so beautiful. She was tall, taller than any human, and her body seemed to shift between light and form, almost like she was part of the chamber itself. Her eyes were wide and deep, glowing with colors Alex could not name. He felt as if she was looking right into his soul, though they had not yet spoken. Alex wanted to speak, to say something, but he did not know the words. Finally, he whispered almost to himself, "This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." The words left his lips, small and quiet, but they carried a weight he did not understand. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the shimmer moved and she turned her head toward him. She locked eyes with him. Alex felt a jolt, like a spark running through the air between them. Her gaze was not hostile, not fearful, not even curious in the way other aliens had looked at him. It was something else entirely, something he could not name. Recognition, maybe. Or understanding. He swallowed hard and stepped forward. I didn't mean to startle you," he said. His voice shook slightly. She did not speak. She did not move away. Instead, she tilted her head slightly, watching him. Alex realized that she was listening to his intent, not just his words. Aliens, he had been told many times, judged humans by what they could see, by strength, by action. But she seemed to judge him by something deeper. He felt exposed, yet not afraid. Alex took another step. "My name is Alex," he said. I don't know what you are, but I'm glad I found you." Her eyes brightened, and a soft sound left her, like a mix of a hum and a sigh. Alex did not understand it, but somehow he felt that it was a reply. He smiled, even though his heart raced. For the first time, he felt that humans were not just tiny, fragile creatures in this galaxy. Maybe, just maybe, they had something the others did not. He stepped closer, careful not to make sudden movements. "You are incredible," he whispered again. "I have never seen anything like you." The shimmer around her shifted, and suddenly Alex realized she was moving toward him, though slowly, gracefully. She moved without touching the floor, almost floating. Alex wanted to reach out, but he hesitated. He had no idea what she was capable of. Yet her eyes, those deep, glowing eyes, seemed to tell him it was safe. As she came closer, Alex noticed the patterns on her skin, or maybe the patterns of her light. They moved like flowing water, changing color and shape. Alex could not understand it, but it was mesmerizing. He felt as if he was standing before a living piece of art, something created by the universe itself. He whispered again, more quietly this time, "I never knew anything could be this beautiful." Her gaze did not waver. Alex could feel the pulse of her being, soft and rhythmic, like the quiet beat of a drum deep inside the galaxy. He wanted to speak more, to explain who he was, where he came from, but the words felt small compared to the moment. He simply watched her and she watched him. Then suddenly she extended a hand, or what seemed like a hand, toward him. Alex felt a strange warmth radiate from it, though he did not touch it. It was as if she was offering something intangible, something beyond human understanding. He wanted to reach out, but instead he nodded slightly, as if acknowledging the gift. He took a deep breath, trying to calm the whirlwind of thoughts in his mind. I don't know what to say," he admitted. She tilted her head again, and Alex felt a connection, something unspoken. It was not language, not speech, but understanding. He realized that she did not need him to speak. She only needed him to feel, to see, to recognize. Alex looked around the chamber once more. The walls, the markings, the hum of energy, all of it seemed to be alive now, interacting with her presence. He felt small, yet part of something larger. Humans had always looked up at the stars and wondered if there was more. Now, for the first time, he could see that there was indeed more, and it was beautiful beyond words. He took another step forward, finally allowing his curiosity to guide him. "I want to understand," he said simply. "I want to know what you are and maybe what I can learn from you." She moved closer slowly, and Alex felt a sense of calm wash over him. Her presence was overwhelming, yet it did not frighten him. Instead, it made him feel alive in a way he had never felt before. He felt connected to the universe, to the stars, and to something ancient and wise. The chamber pulsed softly with light, as if responding to their shared understanding. Alex felt the words rising in his throat again, small whispers of awe and wonder. "I've never seen anything like this," he said. I don't even know if I could describe it." She tilted her head slightly, and Alex noticed a faint shimmer of color moving across her form. It was like a ripple in water, soft and gentle, yet full of energy. Alex could not name the colors, could not describe the shapes, but he knew it was communicating something. He did not need to understand it fully to know that it was important. For a long moment they simply looked at each other, two beings from entirely different worlds, connected by a single spark of recognition. Alex realized that this was not just curiosity or science. This was something deeper, something human, something alien, something universal. Finally he spoke again, barely above a whisper. I hope we can learn from each other." The shimmer around her shifted, and Alex felt a sense of acceptance, of acknowledgement. She did not speak, but he felt her agreement in a way that transcended language. For the first time, Alex understood that beauty was not just something to see, it was something to feel, something to recognize in others. He took a slow step back, giving her space, but keeping his eyes locked on hers. He felt a strange mix of exhilaration and fear. This encounter could change everything, he realized. It could alter the way humans were seen in the galaxy. It could change his life forever. Alex whispered one final time, "Thank you for letting me see this." She did not move, but the pulse of her being seemed to respond, stronger this time. Alex knew somehow that this was only the beginning. The universe had opened a door, and he had stepped through it, guided by wonder, curiosity, and a human heart that dared to see beauty where others only saw mystery. As he stepped out of the chamber, back into the quiet corridors of the station, Alex felt a sense of purpose he had never known. He knew that humans were small, fragile, and often unpredictable, but in moments like this, they could also be extraordinary. He could not wait to see what would come next. Alex could not stop thinking about the chamber and the being he had seen. Her eyes, her glow, the way she had seemed to understand him without words, it haunted him in the best way. He tried to focus on his duties at the station, checking equipment, repairing small malfunctions, and logging data. But every time he closed his eyes, he saw her shimmer, felt the calm warmth of her presence, and remembered the way she had locked eyes with him. He shared a few details with Grace, a human pilot who had been assigned to the station for years. She listened carefully, her brow furrowed. "Alex, you're saying she responded to you because of the way you felt?" she asked. Alex nodded. "It's like she could sense me. Not my words, but my thoughts, my intent." Grace shook her head. "Humans have been observed by aliens before. Usually they see us as weak, fragile, maybe interesting, but not unique like this." Alex wanted to explain more. "I don't know why she reacted to me. Maybe humans have something the others don't. Maybe it's hope or wonder or the way we see beauty." Grace raised an eyebrow. "Hope and wonder, that's poetic, Alex." He smiled faintly. "Maybe, but it's true. She didn't see me as weak. She saw me as human." Their conversation was interrupted by the sudden arrival of the alien research team. They were led by a tall, thin alien named Valor. His skin was pale green, almost translucent, and his eyes reflected light like polished crystals. He looked at Alex with suspicion and curiosity. "Human," he said in the universal translator. "You were alone in the chamber. Explain." Alex took a deep breath. "I found her. She responded to me. She locked eyes with me. She didn't speak, but it was like she understood me." Valor's eyes narrowed. "Understood you. Humans are unpredictable. You claim connection. This is dangerous." Alex felt a wave of tension. He knew humans were often underestimated, but this was different. This alien believed he might be a threat. Grace stepped forward. "She is not dangerous," she said firmly. Alex didn't harm her. If anything, he connected with her. She responded to him. Valor's gaze shifted to Grace, then back to Alex. "Curious," he said. "We will observe. Human, you will remain under supervision. You may not approach her again without permission." Alex nodded, hiding his frustration. He understood the rules, but he also knew that this connection was rare. He could not let fear and bureaucracy stop him from learning more. Later that day, he sat alone in the observation deck, staring out at the stars. The galaxy was quiet, stretching endlessly in every direction. Humans had always looked at the stars and dreamed of other life, other worlds. Now, Alex realized that this dream was real. The being he had seen was proof that life beyond humans could be more than survival, more than calculation. It could be understanding. The next morning, Ben, a human linguist assigned to the station, approached him. "I heard about what happened in the chamber," Ben said, adjusting his glasses. "You have no idea how unusual this is. She's special. Her species doesn't respond to other beings like that, ever." Alex looked at him, intrigued. "What do you mean?" Ben shrugged. "They usually judge by strength, by action, by what you can take or defend. They do not respond to emotion, to intent, except maybe in legends. And even then, it's rare." Alex's heart beat faster. "So you're saying humans might have something she recognizes that others do?" Ben nodded slowly. "It seems so. You didn't just speak. You saw, you felt, you appreciated. And she recognized that." Alex leaned back, amazed. Humans, small and fragile, were making a mark on the galaxy without even trying. At that moment, the station's alert system beeped. The aliens had detected unusual energy readings from the chamber. Valor rushed in, followed by two other aliens. Alex and Ben followed, along with Grace, though they kept a careful distance. Inside the chamber, the shimmer of the being had changed. It was more intense, brighter, almost pulsing with energy. Alex's chest tightened. "She's reacting," he whispered. Grace nodded. "I've never seen anything like this." Valor moved closer, eyes wide. "It is communicating, but not through sound. It is sensing you human." Alex stepped forward cautiously. He felt the warmth again, the calm rhythm, the connection. I just want to understand, he whispered. He did not know if she could hear him, but he hoped. The aliens observed silently, their expressions unreadable. Then the being extended a faint light tendril toward Alex. It did not touch him, but he felt a soft pulse, as if it were saying hello, as if it were testing him. Alex's hand shook, but he did not pull back. "I'm not here to hurt you," he said softly. "I just want to see, to learn." The pulse grew stronger, almost like a heartbeat. Alex realized that she was responding to his honesty, his intent. Not fear, not greed, not curiosity alone, but genuine wonder and care. He had never felt anything like this before. Vaylor stepped forward, speaking to the universal translator. "This human. He is unlike the others. We will report this. The council must decide what to do." Alex turned to Ben. "The council? You mean the Galactic Council?" Ben nodded. "They oversee interactions with species that are unique, rare, or potentially dangerous. This is both rare and dangerous. For them, not for us." Alex felt a mix of pride and anxiety. Humans had always been underestimated. Here he realized they could be more than small and weak. They could be seen in a way no one had expected. He felt a flicker of hope that humans had a place in this galaxy beyond survival. For the next few days, Alex and Grace were observed by the alien team, and the being was monitored closely. She did not leave the chamber, and she did not speak. But Alex could sense her awareness, her recognition. She seemed to notice everything he did, every small action, every shift in intent. He began to understand that she was teaching him as much as he was observing her. Ben continued his work as well, decoding fragments of her species' history. "They have existed for millions of years," he explained. "Their civilization is ancient and they rarely interact with others. They value balance, understanding, and insight. Violence or conquest is almost foreign to them. Yet they avoid contact with others because they fear the unpredictability of other species." Alex nodded. "So, they avoid others because others are dangerous." Ben shook his head. "Not dangerous in the way we think. Dangerous in the way they cannot understand. Humans are unpredictable, but maybe differently. Maybe in a way she can understand." Alex thought about the first time he had whispered in the chamber. "I just admired her," he said. "I didn't think about fear or rules or consequences. I just appreciated her." Ben smiled faintly. "And she recognized that. She is ancient, but even she sees value in what humans can offer." Grace approached, her eyes thoughtful. "Do you think the council will accept it?" she asked. Alex shrugged. "I don't know, but if she can see humans this way, maybe others can too. Maybe we're not just weak. Maybe we're something more." As the days passed, Alex learned to read the subtle signals of her presence. The shifts in light, the faint hums of energy, the way the chamber responded to his movements. He realized that she was intelligent beyond any measurement he could make, and yet she had chosen to connect with him. It was an honor and a responsibility he did not fully understand. One evening, as the stars outside the station twinkled quietly, Alex spoke softly into the chamber, almost to himself. "I want to protect you. Not control, not use, just protect." He felt a small pulse, almost like an answer. He smiled faintly. Grace looked at him, puzzled. "Alex, what did you say?" He shook his head. "Nothing, just talking." But he knew somehow that she had understood. She had felt his intent just as he had felt hers. Vaylor's warnings echoed in his mind, but Alex did not fear. Humans had always been underestimated and often dismissed as fragile, weak, or naive. But here, in this chamber, they had a chance to be seen differently. Alex realized that humans had something rare: curiosity, wonder, and a desire to see beauty without possession. Maybe that was what she recognized. Maybe that was why she had locked eyes with him. The week passed, and the alien council finally responded. A message came through the station's communicator. Alex and the others gathered, tense and silent. The council's words were cautious but clear. The human had made a connection that could not be ignored. They demanded observation, study, and verification, but also recognition that humans might hold qualities previously unseen in the galaxy. Alex exhaled, feeling both relief and anticipation. Humans had been noticed, not for power, not for conquest, but for something deeper. He looked at the chamber, at her shimmer, at the glow that had first stopped his breath. She was more than ancient, more than powerful. She was recognition, understanding, and proof that humans could be more than they seemed. And Alex knew, deep down, that this was only the beginning. The galaxy had noticed humans in a way it never had before. And whatever came next, he would be ready to see it, to understand it, and to share it with her. Alex could feel the weight of the Council's decision pressing on him. Humans were going to be tested. They wanted to see if what had happened in the chamber was real, or if it was just a fluke, a mistake in perception. Alex understood the importance. If humans failed, it could mean restrictions, mistrust, or worse. But he also felt a quiet determination. He had connected with her before, and he believed that if he stayed true to himself, she would respond again. Grace walked beside him down the long metallic corridor. "Alex," she said softly, "are you sure you're ready for this?" He looked at her and nodded. "I have to be. If humans are going to be seen differently, I have to do it. Not for me, not for glory, but for understanding." Grace smiled faintly. "Then let's go." The chamber was quiet when they arrived. The being was already there, her glow brighter than before, as if she knew something important was about to happen. Alex took a deep breath, feeling the pulse of energy around him. He felt nervous but not afraid. This time, it was not just curiosity that guided him. It was honesty, courage, and a desire to be understood. Vaylor and the other aliens stepped back, observing closely. The universal translator was set up, but Alex knew that words alone would not matter. The being did not communicate with sound, not in the way they understood. She responded to intent, to feeling, to the truth behind actions. Alex remembered that first moment when he had whispered without thinking. He had felt wonder, awe, and appreciation. That had been enough. He hoped it would be enough again. He stepped forward slowly, holding his hands open, a gesture of honesty and peace. "I am Alex," he said softly. "I do not want to harm you. I do not want to control you. I only want to understand, to learn, and to respect what you are." The being's glow shifted, almost like a ripple in water. Alex felt her presence pressing gently on his mind, sensing his words, his intent. He swallowed and continued. "Humans are small, fragile, and imperfect. But we care, we see beauty. We wish to protect, not destroy. I hope you can see that." A soft pulse of light spread from her, bathing the chamber. Alex felt it as warmth, as recognition. He realized she was judging him not by words but by his heart. He remembered the stories Ben had told him about her species. They avoided contact with others because most beings projected fear, aggression, or hunger. Alex was projecting something else, hope and honesty, and she was noticing. Vaylor whispered to the others, "Remarkable. The human is not weak, not afraid, not seeking advantage. He is genuine." Alex did not hear the words, but he felt their meaning. The chamber seemed to respond to him. The walls shimmered softly, echoing the being's glow. Alex felt like he was part of something larger, something ancient and important. He took another step closer. "I do not have all the answers," he admitted. "I do not know everything about you or your people or your ways, but I am willing to learn. I will listen, I will respect, and I will try to understand. Please give me a chance." The glow intensified, and Alex felt a surge of energy passing through him, gentle but powerful. He realized that she was not just observing him, she was testing him, feeling the depth of his sincerity. He closed his eyes for a moment, focusing only on honesty and intent. He thought of everything humans had ever done that mattered, the small acts of kindness, the courage to face fear, the desire to protect what was precious. He thought of the stars, of the universe, and of the beauty he had seen in the chamber. Then he opened his eyes and whispered, "I will stand for what is right even when it is hard. I will choose to protect, to see, to understand. This is who I am. This is who humans can be." The being's glow spread further, filling the chamber with a light that was both calming and electrifying. Alex felt his pulse synchronize with hers, as if he were part of her rhythm. He understood in a way words could never explain that she had accepted him. She saw his truth and she recognized it as something rare in the galaxy. Vaylor's voice trembled slightly. "It is confirmed. The human does not project fear or aggression. He embodies a rare balance." She responds. Alex took a careful breath. He had done what he could. Now he only had to wait and see what her response would be. She moved closer, her form shifting gracefully, her glow forming patterns that were almost like symbols. Alex could feel the meaning without understanding it fully. It was approval, recognition, and invitation all at once. He felt a connection unlike anything he had ever experienced. She was ancient, powerful, and wise, yet she had chosen to respond to him, not out of obligation but because she could see the human heart. Grace watched quietly from a distance, her face showing awe and concern. "Alex," she whispered, "what's happening?" He shook his head. "She's responding. She sees us differently because of how we feel, because of how I feel." Grace nodded slowly, understanding a little. Humans often understood by feeling, by empathy. It was something other species rarely valued. Ben joined them, holding a small device that recorded energy patterns. "This is unprecedented," he said quietly. "Never before has a being of this species responded like this to another life form. They have always been cautious, sometimes hostile. She is accepting you." Alex's chest tightened. It was incredible but also humbling. Humans were fragile, yet here his honesty mattered more than strength or size. She extended a faint light tendril toward him again. Alex did not flinch. He reached out slowly, careful to show respect. When their energies touched, a warm pulse spread through him. He felt a sense of connection, of understanding, of being seen in a way no human had ever been seen. It was not just recognition, it was validation. Humans could matter in the galaxy in a way others could not yet understand. Vaylor spoke again, voice barely above a whisper. "She is teaching him, not with words but with perception. He understands more than most. This is a gift." Alex felt a tear form in his eye, though he quickly blinked it away. It was overwhelming but also beautiful. He realized that humans had something the galaxy needed. Not weapons, not dominance, but the ability to see and care, to appreciate beauty and act with intention. After a long moment, she pulsed again, forming patterns that Alex interpreted as approval and trust. He bowed slightly, feeling both gratitude and humility. "Thank you," he whispered. "I will not forget this. I will do my best to honor it." The council's message came through shortly after. The human had passed the test, not because of strength, intelligence, or technology, but because of intent, honesty, and empathy. Alex and the others felt a sense of pride, though it was quiet and personal. Humans had been seen differently, not as fragile creatures, but as beings capable of understanding and connection on a deep level. Over the next few days, the chamber remained calm, yet vibrant. Alex continued to visit, not to test, but to learn. He realized that she was patient, teaching him to perceive beyond words and actions, to feel and understand energy, intent, and balance. He understood that humans could offer something rare to the galaxy, and he felt both honored and responsible for that knowledge. Grace, Ben, and the other humans worked alongside him, observing and learning quietly. They understood that this connection was delicate, but it also carried the potential to change everything. If humans could be recognized for what they felt, rather than what they could destroy or conquer, the galaxy might begin to see them differently. Alex often spoke softly, explaining human ideas, emotions, and intentions in the simplest ways. "We care," he said. "We hope. We try." We protect what is precious. That is what makes us human. She pulsed in response, her glow brightening slightly, as if acknowledging the truth in his words. Vaylor observed silently, amazed. "This is a lesson for all of us," he said to the other aliens. Humans, they carry something unexpected. Wonder, honesty, empathy. It is rare and it is powerful. Alex felt a quiet pride. Humans had always been underestimated, dismissed as weak or fragile. Here in this chamber, their truth mattered more than anything else. As the days passed, Alex and the being developed a subtle rhythm. He learned to sense her pulses, her movements, the changes in light that conveyed meaning. She learned to respond to his intent, his honesty, and his recognition of beauty. Together, they created a connection that transcended language, species, and even time. One evening, Alex whispered softly, "I don't know what the future holds. I don't know how humans will be seen, or what the council will decide. But I know that what we have here, this connection, it matters. It shows that humans can be more than small, fragile creatures. We can be something rare." She pulsed gently in response, as if to agree, as if to confirm that what he said was true. Alex smiled faintly, feeling warmth and hope. The test had been completed, but the journey was only beginning. Humans had passed, not through power or cunning, but through honesty, empathy, and recognition of beauty. And in that truth, Alex felt that the galaxy had begun to see humans for the first time in a new light. After the Council's decision, the station became tense. Some alien leaders were uneasy with humans being recognized in such a positive way. They had always viewed humans as fragile and unpredictable, and suddenly one human had earned trust from a being they considered ancient and wise. Fear began to spread among certain factions. Vaylor noticed the change immediately. Whispers passed among the alien leaders, questioning if humans could be trusted. "They are different," one of the council members said. "Too unpredictable. They act without fear, without caution. And yet she, the ancient being, has accepted them. This cannot be safe." Alex and Grace were informed of growing concerns, though they were not told everything. The humans continued to observe the chamber carefully, learning from her, building a subtle connection. She responded to their presence with calm pulses, gentle flows of energy that reminded Alex of a heartbeat. He realized that she was not only responding to him, but also teaching the humans the value of observation, patience, and understanding. One day, Ethan, a young human researcher, came running to Alex. "Alex, we need to talk," he said, breathless. "I overheard the aliens planning something. They're considering removing humans from the station, saying we're too unpredictable and dangerous." Alex frowned. "They can't do that. We've passed the council's test. We're allowed here." Ethan shook his head. "It doesn't matter. Some of them don't care. They see humans as a threat now." Alex felt a surge of determination. Humans had come this far, not with weapons or power, but with honesty and intent. He would not allow fear to erase that progress. "We need to be careful," he said. "We cannot fight with anger. We need to show them why humans are different. We need to prove it through action and understanding, not force." Grace and Ben joined him. "We need a plan," Grace said. "Something that shows humans are here to help, to observe, not to dominate." Alex nodded. "We will use her, the being's recognition, to show them. She trusts us. If we act with honesty, the council will see the truth." They approached the chamber together. The being's glow was calm, yet stronger than usual. Alex felt the warmth of her presence, the quiet assurance that she was aware of the tensions building outside. He stepped closer. "We need your help," he whispered softly. "Not to fight, not to threaten, but to show them humans can be trusted." The being pulsed gently, as if acknowledging his request. Over the next few days, the humans worked to gather evidence. They recorded the subtle responses of the being to human intent. Every pulse, every shift of light, every ripple in the chamber was documented. Alex realized that she was teaching them patience and observation. Even small actions mattered. A gesture of honesty, a whisper of care, a pause to recognize beauty. All of it carried meaning. The alien leaders continued to grow uneasy. Vaylor tried to calm them. "We cannot deny what we observe," he said. "The human shows qualities we have not seen in others." She responds to him in a way that cannot be ignored. Their intent is genuine. But some aliens shook their heads. "Intent is not enough," one said. "We cannot risk it. Humans are unpredictable." Alex knew that he had to act. He spoke to the council through the translator, requesting a demonstration. "Please, let us show you what we mean," he said. "We are not here to dominate or to harm or to take. We are here to learn, to understand, and to protect. Let us prove it." After tense deliberation, the council agreed. A small group of aliens and humans gathered in the chamber. The being's glow filled the room, bright and calm. Alex stepped forward. "We will show you not with words but with actions," he said. "Watch how humans observe, how we act with intent, how we recognize and protect beauty." He demonstrated simple tasks first. He gently traced the light patterns of the chamber without disturbing them. Grace carefully measured energy flows, documenting changes without interfering. Ethan and Ben recorded observations with precise accuracy. Each action was deliberate, honest, and respectful. The being responded to each with gentle pulses, subtle shifts in glow, a quiet recognition that these humans were not like others. Some alien leaders watched skeptically at first. They expected mistakes, impulsive actions, or fear-driven decisions. But as the demonstration continued, they began to notice patterns. Humans were not reckless. They did not act out of fear or aggression. They acted with care, patience, and observation. The being's responses grew stronger, more intentional, signaling approval and acknowledgement. Alex felt a sense of quiet pride. Humans had always been underestimated, dismissed as fragile or weak. Here they were showing the galaxy that honesty, intent, and care could be more powerful than brute strength. The being's presence was teaching not just humans, but the aliens as well. She was showing that perception, recognition, and understanding mattered more than fear and prejudice. Finally, the council member who had opposed humans most strongly spoke. "This is different," he said. "They act with honesty, they act with care." And she, the Ancient One, accepts it. "Perhaps humans are not as fragile as we thought," Vaylor nodded. "They are rare, yes, but that does not make them dangerous. It makes them unique. Perhaps we have underestimated what intent, understanding, and observation can achieve." Alex exhaled, feeling a quiet relief. The demonstration had worked. Humans were no longer seen as merely fragile or unpredictable. They were recognized for what they truly were, beings capable of connection, understanding, and respect for life beyond themselves. Over the next few weeks, tensions began to ease. The alien leaders saw humans in a new light. They observed that even small gestures mattered: a careful step, a patient pause, a whispered acknowledgement of beauty. The being's glow became a symbol of that recognition, a reminder that humans could matter in ways the galaxy had not yet understood. Alex continued his visits to the chamber, each time learning more. He understood subtle shifts in the being's energy, the meaning behind pulses and glows, and how honesty and intent shaped perception. He realized that humans had a unique role in the galaxy, not as conquerors or warriors, but as observers, learners, and protectors. Grace often accompanied him, watching quietly. "It's amazing," she said one evening, observing the chamber. "They fear us at first, but they can't ignore the truth. Humans really are different." Alex smiled faintly. "We always have been. We just didn't have a chance to show it before." The being responded to each visit with calm energy, teaching the humans lessons that words could never express. Alex understood that her trust was a responsibility, not a gift to be taken lightly. He moved carefully, spoke softly, and observed everything. He realized that this was not just about humans being seen differently. It was about proving that intention and care could shape the galaxy in ways others had never considered. Then one day, Ethan rushed to Alex. Alex, I overheard the council. Some aliens still want to limit humans even after everything. They say we're too unpredictable for contact with other species. Alex frowned. We cannot argue with fear. We have to show them. We must act with honesty, patience, and care. Every action must prove our intent, Grace nodded. Then we continue as we are, quietly, carefully, and with respect. Alex smiled faintly. Yes, and we let her guide us. The being's presence became central to this effort. Aliens began to observe her responses to human intent more closely, noting every shift, every pulse, every glow. She demonstrated that humans could matter, not because of power, but because of how they acted, how they saw, and how they understood. Alex felt proud but humble. Humans had always been underestimated, but here, through honesty and empathy, they had begun to earn recognition. The chamber, the being, and the council's observation were changing the galaxy's view of humans forever, and Alex understood that this was only the beginning. Humans would face challenges, fear, and doubt, but through patience, observation, and care, they could show the galaxy what truly mattered. Humans had the power to change perception not with weapons, not with conquest, but with honesty, intent, and the ability to see and protect what others might overlook. The alien leaders began to respect humans, slowly but surely. They saw that fear alone could not define a species. They saw that humans, though small and fragile, carried something rare, the ability to recognize beauty, to act with intention, and to respect life in ways others could not yet imagine. Alex felt a quiet hope. The being had chosen him to show the value of humanity, and he would not fail. He would continue to learn, observe, and act with honesty. Humans were no longer invisible, no longer dismissed. They were being seen, not for strength but for heart. And as he looked at the shimmer of light in the chamber, Alex realized something profound. Humans did not need to conquer or destroy to matter. They only needed to be honest, to act with care, and to recognize beauty wherever they found it. In that truth, he saw the future, one where humans were not just survivors, but a rare and vital presence in the galaxy. Alex stood at the edge of the chamber, staring at the shimmer of light that had changed everything. The being Ilara, as the humans had quietly begun to call her, was calm, her glow steady and soft. Alex felt the familiar warmth of her presence, like a quiet heartbeat in the room, gentle but undeniable. Humans had proven themselves, but he knew this was not the end. It was only the beginning of their place in the galaxy. Grace stepped beside him. It feels different now, she said. Aliens aren't just watching us anymore. They're learning from us too. Alex nodded. Yes, they see us not as weak or fragile but as something else. Something rare. He looked at Ilara. And you helped show them that. Ilara pulsed gently, almost as if acknowledging his words. Alex smiled faintly. Thank you. Over the next days, the council called a formal meeting on the station. Alien leaders from many species gathered, along with humans, to discuss humanity's role in the galaxy. Alex and Grace prepared quietly, understanding that words alone would not matter. The council expected demonstrations, proof, and honesty. They would see what humans could offer. Alex approached the chamber one last time before the meeting. He whispered softly, "We're ready, Ilara. Thank you for trusting us." She pulsed in response, her glow shifting gently, a soft rhythm that made Alex feel confident. He realized that humans did not need to fight or argue. They only needed to act with care, honesty, and intention, and the galaxy would notice. At the council meeting, Alex spoke first. His voice was calm but firm. Humans have always been underestimated, he said. We are small, fragile, and imperfect, but we see the universe differently. We notice beauty. We act with intent. We protect what matters. Ilara responded to us not because we are strong, but because we are honest, because we care. The aliens listened closely. some skeptical, some curious, some quietly impressed. Grace followed, explaining how humans observed, learned, and acted with care, documenting everything to show their patience and honesty. She demonstrated simple tasks that humans had done in the chamber, showing how they respected Alara's presence and responded to her energy. Valor, standing at the council's side, nodded. "They act with honesty, intent, and care," he said, "and she, the Ancient One, recognizes it. Humans are different, not weaker, not fragile. Their actions carry meaning we have not seen before." Some of the council members murmured among themselves, and a few began to nod slowly. Alex continued, "We do not wish to dominate or conquer. We do not seek power. We only wish to observe, to learn, and to protect what is beautiful. Humans can be guardians, watchers, and learners. Our role in the galaxy is not to destroy, but to see and care." A quiet silence followed. The council absorbed his words. Then one of the older alien leaders spoke. "Humans, you have shown courage, honesty, and patience. We feared you and we doubted you, but the being you call Alara has responded to your presence. She trusts you, and we cannot ignore that." Another leader added, "Perhaps we have judged humans unfairly. Strength alone does not define a species. Intent, understanding, and care are just as important. Humans may have a place among us after all." Alex felt a wave of relief and quiet pride. Humans had been recognized, not for power or weapons, but for the qualities that made them human. Alara pulsed softly from the chamber, visible through the observation window. Her light flowed gently, spreading warmth and calm through the room. Alex felt it like a quiet heartbeat of the galaxy itself, a rhythm that connected humans and aliens through trust and recognition. He understood, finally, that humans did not need to fight to be seen. They only needed to be honest, to act with care, and to recognize beauty where others overlooked it. Over the next few days, humans were given new responsibilities. They were not soldiers, not conquerors, but guardians and observers of the galaxy's shared knowledge and life. Alex and Grace, along with Ethan and Ben, were assigned to continue their work with Alara, documenting, observing, and learning. Their role was unique, and it carried quiet importance. Alex often returned to the chamber, sitting quietly and observing Alara's subtle signals. He learned to recognize patterns in her light, the gentle pulses of her energy, and the meanings behind her movements. She taught him patience, humility, and the value of care in ways no human lesson could. He realized that humans, though small and fragile, could matter in ways the galaxy had never understood. Grace joined him one evening. "I never thought humans would be seen this way," she said softly. Alex nodded. "Neither did I. But we've shown them that power is not always the measure of value. Honesty, empathy, and intent can be stronger than weapons or armies," she smiled. "And Alara showed us that it matters." Alex looked at the being, glowing gently in the chamber. "Yes. She trusted us when no one else did, and we honored that trust." Humans and aliens began working together more closely, sharing knowledge, ideas, and experiences. Humans were respected not for what they could take, but for what they could see and protect. Alex felt proud but also humble. Humans had earned this recognition not through force, but through honesty and understanding, guided by Alara's presence. One quiet evening, Alex sat in the chamber alone with Alara. He whispered softly, "We have come far, haven't we?" Her glow pulsed gently in reply, almost like a soft laugh. Alex smiled faintly. "I never imagined humans could matter in this way, but here we are. Recognized, respected, and trusted." She pulsed again, steady and calm, like the slow rhythm of a heartbeat. He thought of the galaxy outside the station, vast and infinite. Humans were small in comparison, but now they had a place. They were not conquerors or rulers. They were observers, protectors, and learners. Alex felt a sense of peace, knowing that humans could matter simply by being themselves, by acting with honesty and care. Over time, humans continued to explore and learn. They worked alongside aliens, studying new worlds, protecting rare life, and sharing knowledge. Alex often returned to the chamber, sitting quietly with Alara, learning from her light and energy. Each visit strengthened his understanding, and he began to see the galaxy differently, full of life, beauty, and the quiet power of understanding. One day, Grace asked, "Do you think humans will always be accepted this way?" Alex looked out at the stars, the endless stretches of light and darkness. "I think humans will be judged by who they are," he said. "And if we stay honest, careful, and willing to see and protect beauty, then yes, humans will have a place among the stars." Alara pulsed gently, almost like a soft confirmation. Alex smiled. "Thank you," he whispered, "for trusting us, for guiding us, for showing the galaxy what humans can be." The light rippled softly in response, calm and steady, like an unspoken promise. Humans continued their work across the galaxy, earning recognition not through strength, conquest, or fear, but through the simple, rare qualities that Alara had helped highlight: honesty, care, empathy, and the ability to see and protect what others overlooked. Alex realized that the galaxy could change slowly but surely if beings acted with intent and respect. He returned to the chamber often, sitting quietly, observing Alara and reflecting on how far humanity had come. Humans had been underestimated, dismissed, and ignored for centuries. Now they were being seen, not for their strength but for their heart. Alex felt hope for the future, knowing that humans could make a difference simply by being honest, careful, and willing to recognize beauty wherever it was found. And as he whispered softly, "This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." Once again, Alara pulsed, her eyes locking with his, calm and steady. Alex smiled faintly. In that quiet moment, he knew that humans had truly earned a place among the stars, not as conquerors, but as protectors, learners, and observers of a galaxy that had finally begun to understand them. The stars outside the station shone endlessly, and Alex felt the rhythm of the galaxy around him. Humans were small, but they mattered. Not for power, not for conquest, but for honesty, care, and the ability to see and protect beauty. And in that truth, Alex understood the quiet, extraordinary value of being human. And with Alara's glow gently pulsing beside him, he knew that humanity's journey among the stars had only just begun.